All right, so here's a 1970 Honda Trail 90. Just got it's not running. Previous owner said that it overheated. Thinks there's a partial seize. It does kick over, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm not familiar with these at all, so this is going to be all new to me, and we'll do this together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to check for spark. So I believe underneath the seat, that seat pops up. I see a hinge there, and we'll look underneath. I'll take this little cover off. And there's the carb, and let's see if we have spark at least. I'm going to set you guys up right here and start digging in. All right, let's see now. All right, all right, so that's a gas tank. Nothing but gas under there, and that gas smells good. Well, this is a brand new seat, looks like. Yeah, that's great. So it's suction cups. There's little suction cups. That's right. That's awesome. All right. It does come with a key. We'll take this off. Normally this has screws, it looks like, but I don't. They're not there. So we'll put this over here. Carburetor's here. Battery, I'm assuming, is under there. Let's turn this a little bit. What do we need to get into that? I'll pull the battery out. Let me do that first. So it's a little guy. I think it's 17. Alright, that was when it was running. It was running really well. A nice color plug there. Alright, we'll keep that on there. Don't know. Oh, there's a key switch. 2 position. I see spark. Very faint. It's there. Pretty good compression. I want to try to start it. I mean, heck. Yeah, who knows? Maybe the timing's off. I don't know. Filters off. There's fuel right here. I'm going to shoot a little starter fluid in and let's just see. Shut that. Sounds like it wants to go, but maybe it's the timing. So I want to, and I kind of smell like it. Maybe. Yeah, let me do a little research on timing. It's probably under that cover, right there. All right, let's flip you around the other side. All right, so I'm assuming that the points cover is this one here. So let's see. Remember to use your JIS screwdrivers. Okay, I was right. Points are there. And I see it, it's a little pitted right there. So then I'm going to open up, I believe the rotor's there, so we'll be able to turn it just in case it drops a little oil. I'm gonna have to double check battery status or hook up my jump pack so that we definitely have power to the points, or I'll test that right now. Okay, so that's deep enough that it doesn't spill oil, and that's where our mark is for the timing. Points there. We got our, it's definitely aftermarket wired there, but it was functioning because we absolutely had spark. I'm going to pause you for a second, hook up a jump pack, and then set the timing. Over here, taking out the battery, so I have this Allen bolt. It's on a little hinge here. So that popped down. I can pull out this battery that wasn't connected. Or if it was, oh, this was the ground that was connected with this into that bolt. Okay, so that was. Oh, wait a second. I can't hook up my jump pack because this is a 6-volt system. And my jump pack is 12. So we don't want to do that. Let me check the status of this. I do have another 6-volt battery here that we can hook up and check. Power is going to the through the system. Yeah. Okay. Oh, just hit myself in the back. This is the little 6-volt I have. It has these this type of connection. So what I'm going to do is make a little adapter for what's on the bike. So one side is a male connector, or no, I'm sorry, that's a female. So I need a male connector like this little bullet, and I'll put yeah, a couple of these from here. Let me make sure they fit. Yep. To take about, let's see, I think there's plenty of wire there, so I'm going to do about that much. These wire strippers are amazing. So just do that. Crimping tool. This is going to be the positive. If I had red wire, I would have made it red, but it's off. And what I'm going to do is get a little heat shrink tubing. And put it on here. Strip that a little bit more. In there, and let's see about crushing this. There. Now I'll put that heat shrink. Let me get, oh, I got a lighter. Normally I use a heat gun, but this was much more accessible. So there's one. So this will be our positive into the female, and then I need to make another. There we go. We've got this. Now let's just make sure we have power here. All right, just sit there for a second, bud, and we'll do a little test. Yep. All right. So this was the female, Or the, yeah, it should be. Yeah, and we have power to the headlight. All right. So that means there's power going to the points. Let's spin this around and check for timing. All right, we've got the battery hooked up. I turned the headlight off so we wouldn't drain as much power. And so let's get a good ground here. Usually I like to go into that hole. And we'll go there. With the breaker bar, we'll spin this around. The compression stroke. I can get my thumb in there. Alright, so I have to be that finger. Well, that's a compression stroke right there. So where's that fire mark? Ugh. All right, there it is. All right, so this light should come on as this comes around. Right there. All right, we're definitely late on that. Should be happening right about there. So I am just behind. Another screwdriver. So I am just behind, so I want it just to come on. Barely to be on. Not quite on. That's pretty darn close. All right, let's see if that works and see if we can get this fired up. Throwing on the rotor cover just in case. I don't want oil throwing out the side here. So let's see. Well, I'll keep the points cover off. I want to see if these start arcing at all. Right, reposition you for a possible fire up. So I was able to stuff the battery into the side, put it in sideways, and it got that in there. Let me just check to make sure we do have power still, which we do. So I'm going to shut the headlight off. Going to give it a little bit of starter fluid. I know the timing is decent. Oh, I should put the spark plug in. That's a good idea. Yep. I want to do that. Help things immensely. We know this plug had a bit of spark. I should find another plug. It's the same one, I believe, that goes in the CB and CL 175s. Okay, that's back on, that's on, and let's see, here we go. That sounds good. All right, she runs. Let's see if we can get fuel. I'm going to save that battery. These little 6 volts are temperamental. All right, so that is reserve. That's on. I'm assuming fuel is flowing. The tank is full. Let's continue and see if we can get this thing to... Let's see fuel down in there. Can't tell. Fuel is flowing. What I should do is take off the line and make sure fuel is flowing, because we can definitely get it started on starter fluid. But I don't know, the jets could be clogged too. She's starving. That's pretty sloppy right there. Let me work on that. Actually, you know, I never even pulled the carburetor. Let's pull the carburetor and check. But obviously it runs, so that's great. Let's take this carb off. Hopefully you can see over my shoulder. So obviously, if I'm going to take the fuel lines off, there's no other way of shutting off the fuel that's going to come out of these. So I'll see if I can pinch it, and then once they're off, I'm going to put this little piece on to hopefully stop any fuel flow. That's going to pinch pretty good. All right. That held. That did not. Okay, that came on clipped. Still pretty wide. Alright, that one's not flowing very well here. Okay. Alright, so kind of got that shut off there. Let's take the slide out. That looks good. All right, and then let's take the carb. All right, so the carb is off. This guy looks pretty clean here. All right, need a couple tools. Let's drain the bowl here. Fuel looks nice and clean. So that's good. Get a little tray here. Got a couple 350 carbs that need to. Oh, these are done. All right, we'll go dispose of that in a proper place. All right, a little inspection here. I mean, it really doesn't look more fuel that dirty. So I don't expect to find much in here in the way of nastiness. This kind of looks like a aftermarket newer carb, which probably it is. Certainly doesn't look from 1979. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Let's take out the jet here. Emulsifier tube. Pilot jet. Okay. All right. That is the main jet. Let's get some carb cleaner in there. So that's good. This might be too thick, but we'll see. Yeah, that is. Let's see if a guitar string will do. Still too tiny for even that. I've got a little piece of wire. Cleaned out the pilot jet. May or may not have had an obstruction there, which when it was running, it was I had to feather the choke, and a lot of times that means that's clogged. So let's look in here, assuming this is some kind of filter, right? Some kind of screen. I haven't opened up one of these before. Oh yeah, and there is some debris in there for sure. See it? That's some nasties. I don't think made it into the carb, but that would definitely, that got into the pilot jet, that would for sure clog. Let's try to pull this little O-ring out. Assume this is a screen, and yes. Alright, so that's a filter to prevent stuff getting, oh yeah, there's some nastiness right there. Be careful with the carb cleaner on this O-ring. So I have a little bit of marble here. Do a little finger dip. Get it on that O-ring just to protect it. So we'll clean that off. I'm going to get another paper towel. Do a little more marble. Keep that nice and nice. Yeah, and there actually is some up in there, so all right, so you can see what was inside the carb there. Protected mostly by that filter, which is good. So I'm not sure how much of that got really deep into the carb. But let's take this part off and look behind here. We'll definitely check all the passages. I want to protect marble, so that one goes there. There's probably an O-ring under there, but that's riveted on, so we can't get to that one. I'll just take this little toothbrush, clean off this. Let's is. Now we will reassemble. Interior of this bowl looks clean. Alright, let's put it back together. Alright, that O-ring there. And it's complete. And boom. Camera magic, it is back together. So the fact that there was so much gunk in this little filter here coming directly from the gas tank leads me to believe that there may be some crusties in the bottom of the fuel tank. So I'm going to run a couple inline filters like these little guys right here before they get to the carb. And you've got the protection here, which is great, but I think some of that crud can still get through. So that's what we'll do. We'll put a couple of these in between, and yeah, go try to start it back up. Back to the bike. All right, I'm going to run a couple of these little fuel filters in line here, and let me see. This might get a little messy. All right. So snip it here, and then one there. Okay. That's in there. That's some thick line right here. I don't know. We'll see how well this stuff works. Time to get the carb back on. Nice and snug. All right, let's see about getting these fuel lines. So I don't know which one was reserve and which one was. You guys remember which was reserve and which one was on? Let's take a guess at it, and I'm gonna go with this one, but I want to bring this one around first. It might be too much or too little. Let's try plugging them and then crimping them on this side. Let's see if that leaks. Oh yeah, it's leaking like crazy. Totally leaking like a sieve. Alright, that's not good at all. Oh boy. Oh. Hey. Hey. Oh no. Oh, that's really bad. This is really bad. A lot of gas. Oh man. That was a lot of fuel leaking out. That's not good. And that's not good. Major gas leak. Back from that major fuel leak. I'm not happy with the routing of this fuel hose right there. That is, that's pretty, I don't know, that's quite a bend there, for lack of better words. All right, but let's try to fire it up and see if this thing will idle now. So we have fuel in there. We know we have spark. I've got the battery in there. Carburetor's all cleaned out. I'm still going to throw a little bit of starter fluid in there just to give it a little something. All right, tail light's on, so we have power there. Let's go. Maybe a little choke. You know what? I didn't address this cable yet. Gotta do that. Address that cable. Something's a little funky with this cable. There's a lot of play here. This isn't definitely an aftermarket carb, so maybe maybe there's too much slack. I don't know, but let's take a look in here. I'm not familiar with this setup versus the 350s and all that, so we'll see. I don't see a way to usually there's a barrel here to roll out, and you can adjust the length of the free play up here. Where is... Aha, so this is, actually, I'm familiar with this throttle. This is the kind that slides back and forth. As you twist, it pulls the cable. So it's a very interesting system. There's a lot of grease here. I want to clean that grease up. It's too much. It's almost sticky. So I'm definitely not getting a good snapback on this. So I'll try to shoot some lube down there, but again, this is like really gummy in here. That's cold. With other throttle bodies, you really don't want to grease them, because grease will slow down the slide action. See, that's a better snapback right there. That's what we're looking for. I'm just flooding the crap out of that right now. I never turned the fuel on before either. That would have been a good idea. Alright, I'm going to clean this up, put it back together, and get a better snap. Not a super snap back, but better than what it was before. Alright, let's try this again. Oh shoot, been running that power the whole time. Back you up here. Let me bring you over here a little bit. There we go. Right, let's get a little fuel going here. And I don't know if it's burn off or it might be a, I don't know. A lot of white smoke right now. driveway right now.